Hey friends, how you doing? Today I wanted to show you something that every guitarist needs to know. It's kind of a upper beginner, early intermediate stage. And this is playing bar chords. So the concept themselves to playing bars are easy. The just bitch of it is actually getting the bar. But here's some shortcuts that'll help you. So the hard part of playing chords, when we play open chords, every chord has a shape. G has a shape, D has a shape. You can get all those chords you want by taking a bar chord. For example, I can get F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, simply by sliding one form. So to practice these, I would actually start higher up the neck, even though you want to learn them everywhere. The frets are pretty wide there. So for the first one, it's what I call a root 6 bar chord, meaning the root note, or the note that tells you the name of the chord, is on the 6th string. So this one, you want to bar the entire 6 strings. Now, what's interesting for this is you only need to put bar emphasis on the first 2 and the 6th, because these 3 strings, the D, G, and A, we're going to play other notes. So it doesn't matter if those fret out. I like to play with my first finger, but kind of angle back a little towards the tuning heads. And this is where you got to fine tune where your thumb is, because you really want to have your thumb clamped down. So let's bar the entire 7th fret in this case. And your first finger is going to keep the bar kind of leaning back. You might even want to lean back your other fingers. This one is what we also call an E form bar chord. 3rd finger is going to play the G string 8th fret in this key. Pinky is going to play the D string 9. 3rd finger is going to play the A string 9. So together we get kind of a bar with the fingering of an open E. So since the lowest note of this chord is a B, that makes it a B chord. We can take that same shape and move it anywhere. I could play it here and it's A flat, or here and it's C sharp. So one thing I'd recommend is memorize your notes on the E string. Everything has a sharp except E goes to F. So this would be E, F. 2nd fret would be F sharp. 3rd fret's G, G sharp, A sharp, B. C doesn't have a sharp. B goes right to C. C has a sharp, but there's no B sharp. B sharp is C. 9th fret, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E. Okay, once you get this high, it starts to sound like a ukulele. So that's when you want to start incorporating the root 5 chords. So here's a good example. We said this at the 3rd fret was a G, E, F, F sharp, G. If I wanted to play a chord progression and go to C, I have to go all the way to the 8th fret. So if I'm really cooking along like, that's a lot of real estate to cover. So we can try the root 5 version. So that one looks like an A chord just moved up. Now you don't necessarily have to bar the first string. Matter of fact, I don't bar the first string. You need the A string with your first finger. And then try and roll your 3rd finger. It doesn't matter if you cover over the high E string, because we're only playing the inside 4. But you want to play the B, G, and D strings, in this case at the 3rd fret. And the root note on this string, since this is an A form or root 5 bar chord, the root note is here. So this would be A. 1st fret would be A sharp. 2nd fret's B. 3rd fret C. C sharp, D. D sharp, E, E goes right to F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and A. So going back to that chord progression, if I played G to C, instead of using the 8th fret C, which is going to kill me, I'd use the 3rd fret C. And that way you can get kind of used to rolling that 3rd finger. All right, next step, you want to play minor bar chords. A lot of rock, they use power chords, which are just pretty much the root, the 5th, and the octave. So it's not major nor minor. It's like both. But the minor chord is the same as the previous chord. If we played that 3rd fret G and took our 2nd finger off, Now it's a G minor, which would mean if instead of being G, it would be G minor, G sharp minor, etc., etc. The root 5 one, we're going to do the same idea, but instead of playing a bar with an A, we're going to play a bar with an A minor. And the names are the same: C minor, C sharp, D minor. So work on that, memorize your bar chords, and practice a lot of songs that you might normally play with open chords with bar chords. Sometimes it gives it more depth, like a D chord has 4 strings to it. Kind of wimpy, especially if you're cranking through a Marshall where you might want to play a root 6 all balls to the wall. Anyway, try those out. Till next time, keep rocking.